From what you have heard, the war in Libya brought down a country that was one of the most prosperous countries on the continent of Africa. It had its economic blueprint very well organized. It had educational facilities, recreational facilities, the economy, the people, the welfare of the people of Libya was one of the best on the African continent. Why then did we go there to kill it? And why then do we cry about the refugees that are crossing the Mediterranean Sea into France? Why is the French government stopping Africans who are passing through Libya or from Libya, crossing over to France? The French came and dismembered under Resolution 1970 of the United Nations Security Council. Under that pretext, dropped bombs on Libya. From that time, today, the United States of America plus other NATO countries that supported an imaginary dismemberment of this nation have never been remorseful. Some have been remorseful, like Clinton has said the role she played. Obama has been remorseful, said how they destroyed Libya. Mr. Cameron has been remorseful, was the Prime Minister of Britain by then. But remorsefulness, the one of France, who directed the killings, the murder, the slaughter, the slaying of all people because of an imaginary situation, did not say is sorry. The French have never said sorry to the Libyan people, whose economy, whose country has been turned into a begging country across the world, whose country has been dismembered, given to two factions, one in Benghazi, headed by the French again, and the one in Tripoli. Is it the Africa we want? Is this the Africa which we look at things and we don't talk about them? Is it the Africa that we can go on, accept, and say it is all right to have a nation that has just grown up its GDP, paying the welfare of its people, being cut to size? What was the rationale of killing Muammar Gaddafi? If they had wanted Muammar Gaddafi, they would have overthrown him without destroying the country, without giving the country to terrorists who later on turned themselves into rulers of Libya, yet they are terrorists. Muammar Gaddafi told us, they are terrorists, you are killing me, but the terrorists will take over this place. The Sahel region and North Africa will never be the same. Today, Africa is witnessing the same words have come back to haunt us. We have migrants. Britain is struggling with migrants coming through the Mediterranean Sea. France is struggling with migrants. Italy is struggling with migrants. Spain is struggling with migrants. This was not going to be as huge as it is today, because the Libyan leader had already done a good job by stopping some of these crossings that are now being seen on the Mediterranean Sea. What lessons, therefore, do we learn from the Libyan bungled invasion that has destroyed this country? Sarkozy made a case to the Parliament of France that there were nuclear weapons. Sarkozy told the world a lie. Therefore, why hasn't the world taken Mr. Sarkozy to the last point to show the nuclear weapons? That when they went to Libya to destroy Libya, they found the nuclear weapons. which Gaddafi had got. Why do we kill Africa? Why is it that African countries all are the ones that must be put in a turmoil? Then you go and defend, stop your border for Africans not to come to your country. Isn't it time for Africa today? And you African leaders, all of you who walk around here in meetings, running around with planes, ask questions. Ask questions. Why should the superpower come to break up an African country that is organized using lies? But today we have not seen the nuclear weapon. If there were nuclear weapons, can they show us the nuclear weapons that Mr. Gaddafi had? Mr. Gaddafi might have had his own problems. Yes, there are some things that he did extremely very well. There are some things that he did extremely very bad. But is there no policy of containment? The West. Was there no policy of containment? America, Clinton, wherever you sit, you will never touch that presidency of America because the curse of destroying Libya will haunt you. Obama, you did very badly. You have not shown us the proof of the nuclear weapons that you say, you claimed that Gaddafi had. So why should we develop a country in Africa? Allow it to grow, have its people well off, giving us oil, selling us the oil, then we come and kill it, destroy it, divide it into two. My question to African leaders, this could happen to you anytime, anywhere. It could also happen to anyone. So, time while you are still there, also inquire and ask questions. Why should a country in Africa with a good GDP, educating its people, having good roads, having good hospitals, having good schools, having clean water for drinking in a desert, is destroyed and divided into two parts? I submit, therefore, the policy of the West towards Africa, and especially the French towards Africa, is to siphon. They have siphoned the money. They have siphoned the oil out of Libya. They are now siphoning the human beings that are left on the Libyan country. How long will this siphoning of the oil? In doing so, they have just done a strategy of divide Libya into two. The French are supporting General Khalifa Haftar against a government that is recognized by the United Nations. The African Union has fallen at crossroads because the African Union chief, Mohamed Faki, is an employee of the French government, but not an employee of African Union. How long can Africa wait to see itself, to see conflicts? There is another one brewing in Chad. The rebels that are in South Sudan, South Libya, trained by General Khalifa Haftar, came and killed Idris, who was an opponent of Mohamed Faki, was killed in cold blood for power. Mr. Mohamed Faki, we are watching you. The world might not tell you, but we are watching. We know. You never condemned the rebels that killed your own president. How long can this be? How can Africa wait? Have AU that does not make decisions on a country on their own soil? How can you have two governments, one in Benghazi, one in Tripoli, all of them supported by AU? Is this the AU that Nyerere, Sekou, Gabriel Nasser, Ibrahim Selassie, Amir Cabral, Patrice Lumumba, Dr. Obote, Jomo Kenyatta wanted? It is not. There's no need of doing textbooks, reciting here quotes. We need to talk frankly. This is not the Libya we wanted. This is not the AU we want. It is time for us as Africans to do what we call a fatigue evaluation on the African Union. I submit